Yo, good evening, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, the tri state areas of New Jersey and Connecticut, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man and homie G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, rhymes with now or later. Some of y'all may know me as Greg. I am your host with the most G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Runs with now or later. Um, yes, your host with the most, misunderstood lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, creator, YouTuber, and of course, Queens, New York native who is also a New York Giants and New York Mets fan from the neck of the woods of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And you are now rocking with me by tuning in, listening, and watching the 148th episode of the entertainment review show Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. And I do apologize for the long delay of the upcoming episode recordings and stuff. Um, and of course, I hope every single one of you out there had a lovely, simple Thanksgiving with some families, the foods, the desserts, the drinks, whatever it may be, man. For me, I had to keep it simple. Nothing too big, nothing too fancy, whatever it may be, man. And the music Kool-Aid segment, I like to actually remind every single one of you, if you miss any single episode whatsoever, of course, please feel free to click on the YouTube channel Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast. Leave a like and a comment along with the review topics. Tell me how you feel about it in the comment section with your response and your thoughts. And don't forget to actually leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts alongside with 5 stars. It really helps the show grow and creators like myself, who is the host of multiple podcasts, to keep going with new topics and everything else for every upcoming future episode. All right. So there you go right there. And I want to take some time to actually say um the things that I am thankful for. I am very thankful for every single one of you out there who took the time to actually get a chance to listen, in every spot, every state, including the New York 5 boroughs, New Jersey, alongside with Connecticut. I do appreciate every single one of y'all, and I am thankful for not only my health, but thankful for my sister, some friends, and everyone around. So, um, yeah, I'm also grateful for reaching for reach for this for Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast and my sports platform, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, to reach 4 years of a milestone. In other words, the 4-year anniversary. The other podcast, my comedy, Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast, has reached its 5th anniversary. And I just dropped off episode 429. Make sure you check that out as well. And also don't forget to subscribe to my other YouTube channels, my sports YouTube channel, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, alongside with my comedy, which is also on YouTube, Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast, on the primary channel G Money Stacks 555. All right. All the episodes is uploaded and posted to the YouTube channel page. All right. So now that I got that out the way, let's see. Now that I got that out the way, What do you say? Um, what do you say we go to this segment right here? Um, Music Kool-Aid. All right. All right, let's get to it. All right, here we go. Sorry about that, folks. I had to adjust my headphones as far as like the other speaker. Anyway, let's review a topic involving the Foo Fighters. That's right. Longtime band, the Foo Fighters, is going on tour, which is in 2026. And this is according to the folks from Pitchfork. So let's get to it. All right, Foo Fighters have announced a 2026 tour of North American stadiums. The shows take place across the United States and Canada in August and September of next year. It's the band's first major run since 2024's Everything or Nothing at All tour. See the new tour dates featuring support from Queens of the Stone Age, Mannequin Pussy. What kind of shit? Yo, this is the craziest fucking name of a band that I ever heard before, man. I never heard it. Oh shit. Oh my gosh, mannequin pussy. Good lord. Gouge away below. Oh man. Foo Fighters have also shared a new song called Asking for a Friend. It follows today's song, which came out in July. Hear the single below. Foo Fighters have recently played a number of surprise club shows. Testing, testing. Sorry, once again, I do apologize with my microphone, man. I had to do a little adjustment. Anyway, as I was saying before my mic got interrupted. I was saying the Foo Fighters have announced a 2026 tour of North American stadiums. The shows take place across the United States and Canada in August and September of next year. It's the band's first major run since 2024's Everything or Nothing at All tour. see the new tour dates featuring um yeah, featuring support from Queens of the Stone Age. Mannequin Pussy, never heard of it before. Oh shit. This is the this is the funniest fucking name that I ever heard by a band. And gouge away below. Foo Fighters have also shared a new song called Asking for a Friend, follows today's song, which came out in July. Hear the first single below. Foo Fighters have recently played a number of surprise club shows, and they captured the performance on a new EP titled Are Playing Where Volume 1. The Dave Grohl led band has been breaking in a new drummer. Um, what is it? What is it Island or Ian? However you pronounce it, Rubin, who joined after the departure of Josh Freese, the drummer who stepped in following the death of Taylor Hawkins. Let's see. And these are the tour dates of next year. Wait, so what is this? This is oh wow. So let me see. So this is 11/12 Monterrey, Mexico, Estadio Banorte. 11/14 Mexico City, Mexico, Corona capital. Um let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah. Toronto, Ontario, Rogers Stadium. Um no, hold on. August 4th, Toronto, Ontario, Rogers Stadium. August 6th, Detroit, Michigan, Ford Field. Ch- Um August 8th, Chicago, Illinois, Soldier Field. August 10th, Cleveland, Ohio, Huntington Bank Field. August 13th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Lincoln Financial Field. August 15th, Nashville, Tennessee, Nissan Stadium. August 17th, Washington, D.C., Nationals Park. September 12th, Fargo, North Dakota, Far- Fargo Dome. September 15th, Regina, Saskatchewan, Mosaic Stadium at Taylor Field. September 17th, Edmonton, Alberta, Commonwealth Stadium. September 20th, Vancouver, British Columbia, BC Place. And of course, Las Vegas, Nevada, Allegiant Stadium. Okay, so there you go, right there. And there's some there's 13 music albums that's out right now that you should check out. And this is also from Pitchfork as well. So let's get into it right here. So you have okay, so having staked her claim to British dance pop royalty on Fancy Dat, Pink Pantress is back with an all-night rave at the dance pop Buckingham Palace. Fancy some more revisits the main mixtape in the company of Kylie Minogue, Sugar Babes, Jade Basement, Jax, Groove Armada, Sega Bodega. Wow. Oh shit. And Hot Chips Joe God Goddard. Not to mention an illustrious international cast, um, Oaklu, Blondie, Anita, K. Tronada, Raven Lene, and Nia Archives among them. You can come in your sparkless dress, but be prepared to take it to the dry cleaners tomorrow. You can listen on oh man, you can listen on Apple Music, listen on Spotify, Tidal, and Amazon Music. And let's see. Next we have let me see, Osama Sun, Psychotic. Osama Sun's second album of 2025 following Jump Out presents the SoundCloud rap graduate in full flow rage rap earworms belted over hallucinatory beats that split the difference between cloud rap, malfunctioning chip tune, and some mi- maniacally overdriven spin on hyper pop. Psychotic is produced by Warren Gyro, OK Legion, Roxy, and Rock. You can also listen. You can listen on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, and Amazon Music. Hannah Francis is here to meet and exceed your wintry folk needs on her arresting sixth album, um, Nested in Tangles. Naughty reefs of acoustic guitar twine and needles of contra- contra- contrapuntal, excuse me, contrapuntal strings and brass filigree as her voice rises from hushed murmurs to apocalyptic wails. The Keeper of the Shepherd follow up features Grizzly Bear's Daniel Rawson on two songs, including the single "The Space Between." You can also check her out on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, um, Amazon Music, Bandcamp. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is. Don't ask me. And you can also buy the music at Never heard of it, so don't ask me. To hear black guys is to feel like you've snuck into one of the punk's secret outlets, an unlit concrete warehouse where kids dance obliquely, sing off key to converging vocal parts, and willingly let two drummers drown out their thoughts. Over 20 years since Cough, the Washington, D.C. art punk band returns without missing a double drummer beat on six-track album Hostile Design. One of the band's unruly vocalists, Daniel Martin McCormick, threatens to kill your parents. Oh, damn. Damn, man. Reveal how much your last meal cost and mourn the toll of living for wide open spaces with his trademark snotty shrieks. With a political fire burning underneath them and wailing saxophones ringing in their ears, Black Eyes sounds like they never left. You can also check them out on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music, and Bandcamp. And of course, 8 years on from the death of Prodigy, Havoc has overseen the construction of a new Mobb Deep album that doubles as a tribute to his late bandmate, the infamous Mobb Deep. Follow up that seemed like it would never come is patched together from archival Prodigy material and new Havoc verses. With the help of longtime collaborator, The Alchemist Infinite is as seamless as projects like this get. Dylan Green writes in Pitchfork's review. And most importantly, he adds Havoc and Prodigy's chemistry. You can also check it out on you can check out the music on Apple Music, Spotify. You can also listen on Tidal and Amazon Music. When Melina Duarte started J Sum, she wrote shoegaze inflicted indie pop songs that eventually morphed into the type of charming indie rock on Everybody Works and Anako that lifts your spirits on difficult days. But Belong, her first album in 6 years, takes a subtle turn toward pop punk that's not just a snug fit for J Sum, but very verifiably endorsed by some of the scene's enduring figureheads by way of guest features from, excuse me, Haley Williams, and Jimmy Eat World's Jim Atkins. Come for the Ghazi songwriting, stay for the hooks stuck in your head. You can also check the music out on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music. You can also listen and buy at Bandcamp and at Rough Trade. I'm not sure what these places are. So next we have Blawin Slick Elixir. Once a metal drummer, Blawan has been a UK electronic don since the release of his hold on. Darkly addictive 2012 anthem Why They Hide Their Bodies Under My Garage. The Mercurio techno producers XL Recordings debut. Slick Elixir channels his riotous energy into puckish compositions riven with squiggly melodies, surprise earworms, punishing beats, and monstrous, liberally deployed vocoder that will probably spill over into your nightmares. He considers the album his formal debut and most honest record yet, which makes you sincerely hope he is okay. End quote. I have a problem with processing life. I process it through music, he said in press materials. The energy of this album is life and death. It's marred with anger and sadness. I needed this emotion out of my head. You can also check out the music on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music, listen or buy at Bandcamp. You can also buy at Rough Trade. Next, we have Tia Corinian, um, ever, com- ever chameleonic Tia Corinne swaggers out of anything resembling a comfort zone and into a free-wheeling rap odyssey on Corinian, joined by Flo Milli, Sweetie, Wiz Khalifa, Smino, and others. The North Carolina singer and rapper pulls out one curveball after another, from old school hip hop joint Lotion to poolside jam Pretty and the post punk rap anthem Buttercup. You can also read Alphonse Pierre's 2023 feature Don't Even Try to Put Tia Corinne into a Box. You can also check out her music on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, and Amazon Music. Next, we have Emily A. Sprague, Cloud Time. Emily A. Sprague had long dreamed of touring Japan, so when she got there last fall, she decided to immortalize the trip by making an album. The result is Cloud Time, an ambient audio diary that captures the wonder of melancholy of travel and discovery. It's keening, decomposing synthesizers as 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 a perfect moment in place. The album, she said in press materials, includes a lot of different emotions, but ultimately accepts these as they move through us within a day or experience or lifetime. You can check out the music on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music. You can listen or buy at Bandcamp. I'm not sure what that is. You can also buy at Rough Trade. Not sure what that is either. Next, we have Amber Mark with Pretty Idea. Amber Mark steps into a pop R&B dream world on Pretty Idea, her third album in 3 Dimensions Deep follow-up. Working with pop pensman heavyweights Julian Bumet. Hold on. I'm sorry. Um, let me try to pronounce this. Um, um, Julian Bunetta. There you go. Yes, Julian Bunetta, John Ryan, and Too Fresh. Mark sends her celestial vocals into the romantic battlefield, navigating relationship um, quandaries with featherlight flair. Anderson Paak features on the Never Too Much echoing Don't Remind Me. Oh shit. And you can also check her out on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, and Amazon Music. Next, we have Madi Diaz, Fatal Optimist. Fatal Optimist is Madi Diaz's Fortress of Solitude, an album of quiet devastation that strips the Nashville artist's songwriting to its core. Diaz initially recorded the Weird Faith follow up with a band before realizing its songs of romantic loss and reinvention required a more intimate setup. This was the first time in my career that I stayed in this heavy place with the songs after leaving the studio, rather than trying to escape it, she said in press materials. You can check her out on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music. You can listen or buy at Bandcamp, and you can buy at Rough Trade. Um, I'm not sure what those places are. I'm not familiar with this, so please forgive me. Next, we have Bruiser and Bikes. Hold on. We have Bruiser and Bicycle Deep Country. Wow. Okay. On their steady path from friends making lo-fi freak folk to bandmates going proggy art pop, Bruiser and Bicycle always find a common center at the heart of their otherwise dizzying albums, Deep Country. Sorry about that. Okay, where was I? Hold on. All right, where was? Hold on. Okay, where was I? Where was I? Yes. As I was saying, on their steady path from friends making lo-fi freak folk to bandmates going proggy up pop, bruiser, and bicycle always find a common center at the heart of their otherwise dizzying albums. Deep Country, their third album and follow-up to 2023's Holy Red Wagon, takes that grounding reassurance to new depths with shades of jangle pop and vintage progressive folk. Recorded live at First Floor, the Albany, New York band with a 15-song track list. The album's sprawling 75-minute runtime shouldn't intimidate as much as welcome you to take an edible and get lost. Oh, wow. Let pairings like the finger-picked jitters of the 6-minute water fight, where, yes, the vocal harmonies sound just like Animal Collective, into the airy jazz drumming of Sinister Sleep Shuffle, remind you what it feels like to stop worrying and just be present. Exactly. I have to. Exactly, man. That's exactly what I tell some people and my mother, of course. I exactly basically agree with this though, man. Hold on. Yes, you can check out Bruiser and Bicycle's project on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, and of course, you can listen or buy at Bandcamp. Next, we have Feel Goodness, AD 93. All right. Now established as a maestro of London's experimental underground feel, lands at AD 93 with a suite of droning, ambient, and softly psychedelic electronic music on her debut album. The compositions of Goodness Warp, Buzz, and Were beneath Theo's distracted vocals, which, in contrast to the intricate electronics, seem excuse me, from ancient folk song. The record follows her EP Run Over and collaborations with Lorraine James and K.S. Williams. You can check out the project on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music. You can also listen or buy at Bandcamp, and you can also buy at Rough Trade. All right, I'm not sure what that means. Actually, I'm not too certain, but I'm just bear with me here. All right. Let's see. If there's anything music related to talk about here. Actually, any music albums that came out? Let's see. Before I go on to the movie side. For November, let's take a look for the month of November. All right, so for the month of November, as I go over this, so G Herbo has his album Little Herb that's out right now. Jim Jones, The Fall Before the Rise is out right now. Reason, Everything in My Soul, underscore blue. Um, G Herbo, Little Herb Extended, Meek Mill, Indie Pack Volume 1, T Grizzly, Street Psalms, Wale, Everything Is a Lot, Summer Walker, Finally Over It, and then Finally Over It, The After Party, and then De La Soul's latest project, Cabin in the Sky, ASAP Ferg, Flip Phone Shorty, Strictly for the Streets Volume 1 is out today. And for the month of December, Little Baby, The Leaks, Max B, who just came out of prison. He has a project called Public Domain '07, The First Purge. The Game and DJ Drama to be announced. Not sure what that is, what the name of the album is, but I'll circle back on that in the future. Rowdy Rich, the Navy album, Conway the Machine, You Can't Kill God with Bullets. Nas and DJ Premier, Light Years, and of course Kanye West, Bully. Hold on a second. Yeah, Bully is out right now. Oh boy. No, Bully's not out right now, so there you go. All right. All right. Let me see. Let's see. Okay. Let me see how much time we got here. Let me see. Let me see if there's anything music related that I could talk about here. If there's anything music related that I could talk about, though, let me see. Um, Hold on a second, folks. Is there anything music related that I could talk about? Let me just look for it. Give me a moment, actually. Okay, let me see. Okay, I guess I could go into Double XL Mag. Let's see. Let me see. Is there any speaking of Conway the Machine, um speaking of Conway the Machine, he did an interview actually most recently. Let's get into that right there. Um okay, he the interview took place on Wednesday. Okay, so here we go. All right, so Griselda's Conway the Machine breaks down his new album "You Can't Kill God with Bullets," which is going to be released on December 12th. Um, and here's what's happening here. I took a little more time with the creative process. You can't kill God with bullets. I wanted I wanted it to be special. I put a lot of emphasis on the lyrics, so there's a lot more maturity. It's more visceral. The lyrics are dripping with more venom now. I'm on a different brainwave right now. This is Conway the Machine 3000. I wanted to make songs that relate to uh, relate to whatever they are doing in life, whether it's a celebratory moment or you are with a chick, whether you've lost somebody or you are depressed. It's got that old feel like Reject 2 and Goat. It's all that shit on steroids, but this one's just different because it's got the maturity and a different selection of producers. There's a lot of different sounds. It just comes together so well. That's what makes it a little different too. I just realized you got to captivate the people. You've got to really set the tone. I want to stand out. I want to pinnacle. I went to the pinnacle moment of the year, especially to a year like this with so many of the giants that's coming out. The best of the best are dropping music now. They are back in the lab and they are dropping incredible projects. I feel like I've got to show and prove now. For me to be accepted in that vein, it's time for me to captivate everybody else. Before I would just be rapping with the confidence that I'm nice. I know I'm nice. I'm just spitting. But now it's but now it's with intent. It's with purpose. Every line, everything I'm saying, beat selected, everything I'm doing is worth intent. Everything I'm doing is with intent. Um and the intention is to etch my name in concrete for once and for all. What keeps me going as a rapper is the love. Even if I wasn't getting paid to do it, I would have I would have studio equipment. I would be still writing raps and making songs and shit and recording and shit. So I just love hip hop. I love the whole creative thing of it and shit. The money, shit, the hustle don't stop, don't matter. There is never no finish line for me in sight. I'll keep going and going and going until I find a new challenge and a new journey. um the studio saved my life. Music saved my life. Hip hop saved my life. Ain't no telling what I'd be doing if I didn't have this outlet. Just having a sanctuary where I can go and be myself, speak my mind, and just do it and just do what I love to do. You can't kill God with bullets shows the durability that I'm able to have throughout this career. I've been on this journey. I've been in a space lately where I felt like everything's been against me. There's been shots taken, not just verbal. Life starts lifing, and you just got to navigate through all the obstacles. That's true. Um, Through all the ups and downs and all the bullshit, nothing could stop me. You can't kill a god with bullets. And of course, he has a music video out right now called Diamonds, featuring Rock Marciano. So there you go, right there. And he has another one, 17.5. So there you go, right there. You can check out both videos on YouTube right now. All right. So there you go. So there you go. All right. Hold on. Okay. Now, now we're going to go review the mechanic. We're gonna review the mechanic actually. So just sit tight. So just sit tight, buckle up, and 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 we're gonna get to this one right here. Of course, the Chillax Man Cave Popcorn Lounge. All right. This is the chillax. This is the chilling spot of reviews. All right. So go right there. There you go right there. This is the chilling spot actually. Um All right, um, so there you go. Here it is. The Chillax Man Cave Popcorn Lounge. Hold on. Alrighty. Hold on. Wait for it. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, let's get to the mechanic. Let's get to the mechanic review. So yes, so the hell's going on here? All right, so The Mechanic is a 2011 American action thriller film directed by Simon West, starring Jason Statham, Ben Flynn, and Donald Sutherland. A remake of the 1972 film of the same name. It centers on Arthur Bishop, a professional assassin or mechanic who specialized in making his hits look like acts. And let me see. So the budget for the film is $40 million, and this one made $76.3 million. That's $76.3 million. How about that? Hold on. Why did I do that? Yes, of course, the name of this episode is The Mechanic plus the Resurrection R-rated movies is what we're going over right now. All right, it was released. It was released. Yes, it was released in the US and Canada on January 28th, 2011, where it was praised for its action sequences and Statham's performance. A sequel, Mechanic Resurrection, which I will go over next, was released on August 26th, 2016. And let's go over the production. Development: Arwen Winkler and Robert Chartoff, producers of the 1972 film, sought to make an update. Pre-rights to the remake were sold in February 2009 at the Berlin Film Festival. Variety reported that the screenplay was written by um, Carl Gage Dusick. However, the final script is credited to Richard Wenk and Louis John Carlino. The casting, director Simon West and Jason Statham were announced as part of the project 3 months later. Ben Foster and Donald Sutherland were cast alongside um, excuse me, Statham in October 2009. Filming began in New Orleans, Louisiana on October 26, 2009. Filming locations included St. Tammany Parish, the World Trade Center in downtown New Orleans, and the Algiers Seafood Market. Oh yeah, the crazies in the factory is on the mechanic um soundtrack. So let's see. So all the titles, oh boy. All right, so the title tracks Bar When Killer. No, Bar Ren um Quilla. Drowning Bayou, Liquor Ferry, Coffee Shop to Bar. I want a meeting, Poison the Well, Amat Victory, Curum, Looking Back, Carjack. I want to know what you know. Up close, alternate version. Um, Chihuahuas and Boys. Don't get in his car. Anger and a place to put it. An outside individual. I'm not a reverend. Vaughn Setup Part 1, Vaughn Setup Part 2, Vaughn's Hit Part 1. They are in the wall. Vaughn's Hit Part 2. They played you so easily. um, Left side cushion, fingers, wrist, elbows, save the fuel. I'm coming for you. Gun sting, vengeance is the mission. The mechanic, original 1 meter one bonus track. All right, let's go to the reception. As I said before, how I did in the box office. So the film grossed $11.4 million on its opening weekend in the U.S. and Canada. It ended with a North American gross of $29.1 million and $47.2 million in other territories for a worldwide total of $76.3 million. Critical response: The Mechanic received mixed reviews from critics. Review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes give the film an approval rating of 54% based on 165 reviews, with a rating average of 5.6 out of 10. The site's critical consensus reads: Jason Statham and Ben Foster turn in enjoyable performances, but this superficial remake betrays them with mind-numbing violence and action thriller cliches. On Metacritic, which assigns a weighted average score to reviews from mainstream critics, the film received an average score of 49 out of 100 based on 35 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B minus on an A plus staff scale. Roger Ebert awarded the film 2 out of 4 stars. Let's see. Let's see. Audiences have been drilled to accept noise and movement as entertainment. It is done so well, one almost forgets to ask why it has been done at all. All right, on to what is this? I did the mechanic though. Let's see. Now the sequel. The sequel. Yes, the sequel, Mechanic Resurrection. Mechanic Resurrection is a 2016 American action thriller film directed by Dennis Ganzo and written by Philip Shelby and Tony Mosher, with a story by Shelby and Brian Pittman. It is the sequel to the 2011 film The Mechanic, which was a remake of the 1972 film of the same name. The film stars Jason Statham, Tommy Lee Jones, Jessica Alba, and Michelle Yeoh. And the budget for this film is $40 million. And how it did in the box office, yeah, I'll break that down actually. Mechanic Resurrection premiered in Hollywood on August 22nd, 2016, and was theatrically released in the United States on August 26, 2016. It received generally negative reviews from critics, but grossed $125 million worldwide against a budget of $40 million, eclipsing the total of its predecessor. All right, let's go to the production side of things. So casting took place on February 4th, 2015. Natalie Byrne was added to the cast of the film. Filming began on November 4th, 2014 in Bangkok, Thailand. Filming also took place in Bulgaria. I'm not gonna butcher. Hold on. I'm not gonna butcher this name. I'm just gonna spell it out here. So it's Buzludzha. Georgetown, Malaysia. Sugarloaf Mountain, Brazil. Oh shit. Wow, that's like the sweetest name of a mountain. That's funny. Anyway, Sydney Harbor in Australia and and of course Cambodia. Let me just spell this place out. It's PHNOMPENH. Now let's go to the reception of the box office. So the Mechanic Resurrection grossed $21.2 million in North America and $104.5 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $125.7 million. The film was released in the United States and Canada on August 26, 2016, alongside Don't Breathe and Hands of Stone, and was projected to open to $6 to $8 million from two 2,258 theaters. It grossed $2.6 million on its first day and $7.5 million in its opening weekend, finishing fifth at the box office. In China, the film made $24.3 million in its opening weekend. China was the largest territory for the film, with a total gross of $49.2 million. Critical response on review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes. The film holds an approval rating of 31% based on 59 reviews, with an average rating of 4.45 out of 10. The website's critical consensus reads, in quote, with little to recommend beyond a handful of entertaining set pieces. Mechanic Resurrection suggests this franchise should have remained in its tomb. On Metacritic, which assigns a weighted average score, the film has a score of 38 out of 100, based on 15 critics indicating generally unfavorable reviews. Hmm. All right. Let me see. Um, Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B plus on an A plus to F scale. Variety's Owen Gleiberman gave the film a positive review and praised Statham. He says this is what the first film should have been: a bite-sized Bond film, or maybe a grittier homicidal knockoff of the Mission Impossible series, with a lone wolf renegade as the entire team. Frank Scheck of The Hollywood Reporter praised Statham but gave a mixed review, saying about as ridiculous as it sounds. With Statham's character hopscotching across the globe in mere hours, equipped with unlimited resources and advanced knowledge of chemistry, architecture, architect, architecture, and engineering, and seemingly physically invulnerable. But also noted, the film is certainly watchable thanks to the elaborately staged action sequences and Statham's killer charisma. All right, let me see. Let me see something here. Let me see something before I go on to the video game news. I have not done podcast juice of the week. I think this is where I'm gonna do next. This is where I actually give you some suggestions on where you can actually listen, stream, and watch the podcast. All right. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Actually, yeah, podcast juice reviews. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for right there. Let me see. That's what I was looking for, man. Um, let me see. Let me see something here. Let me see something. All right, so I'm gonna suggest a couple of podcasts to listen to. So let's get into it right here. Let's get into it right here, though, man. All right, so let's get into it. All right, let me break down some suggestions to actually for you folks at home to listen to and watch on YouTube. So, of course, first things first, make sure you actually check out my comedy off the meat rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast, my sports edition show, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, and of course the entertainment review show Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channels so you don't miss out on anything whatsoever. Um, we got Funny Medicine podcast, No Chaser with Tim Chansaransu, Dudes Behind the Foods podcast with Tim Chansaransu and David Go, and Thanks for Tipping podcast with Tim Chansaransu and Megan Batoon. TMZ Live, TMZ Sports, the TMZ podcast, um, Two Angry Men, Get to the Hook podcast, Big Down Under podcast, Much to Discuss, Deeply Well podcast with Devi Brown, Hot Mike's podcast with Billy Bush, um, and Drink the Movies, The Simpsons Did It podcast, The Trap Nerds podcast, Reforge Gaming Block podcast, The Optimist Project with Yar Shahidi, Coun- Council Culture, Council Culture Show podcast with Nick Cannon, R&B R&B Money podcast with Tank and I forget Jay Valentine, I think. Um, Can We Talk R&B podcast, Higher Learning with Van Lathan and Rachel Lindsay podcast, Just Winging It with Cassandra, aka Saucy, The Breakfast Club, Way Up with Angela Yee, Angela Yee's Lip Service podcast, Native Land podcast, um, Of course, the Binge Bucket podcast, the Morning Hustle podcast, Bully and the Beast podcast, Sonic Weekly, Drink Champs, and of course, the Toast. Of course, I got some more podcast shows for you folks to actually check out too. So you have the Need to Know podcast, My Audio Nerds, Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast, Popcast, Backfield, Earn Your Leisure, What You Thought, the Movie Podcast, DCTV Podcast, We Talk Back Podcast, Bob's Burgers Reheated Podcast, the Sega Guys, Talk, the Sega Talk Podcast, More Better with Stephanie and Melissa Podcast, the Box Office Bears Movie Podcast, the Scope Jumpers Jump, the Popcorn Podcast, Two Filthy Casuals, Side Scrollers, Daily Video Games and Entertainment Podcast, along with the official Marvel podcast, Remember the Game, Retro Gaming Podcast, Secret Levels, Not All Hood Podcast, SIP to Malcolm Jamal Warner, Game Theory, Cinephobe, Glitch Cube, The Fun House with Kid and Play Podcast, Film versus Film, The Broken Traditions Podcast, Frames Per Second Podcast, is the Mike Still On Podcast, Dead End Gaming, Kind of Funny Game Cast, Video Game Podcast, Video Gamers Podcast, A Journey Worth Traveling Podcast, Detroit State of Mind Podcast, Movie World, Rattle and Rolls, Broken Record Podcast, Screen Junkies, Poor Minds, It's Up There Podcast, Rock Solid with Memphis Bleak. Yeah. Hang on a second. Inside Jeopardy, Accidentally Informed with Claudia Jordan. Accidentally Informed with Claudia Jordan podcast. I'm Just Here to Listen podcast. Pod with Meg podcast. Successful Toy podcast. We Sound Crazy podcast. Cheesy Controller podcast. Damn Internet, You're Scary podcast. No More Late Fees. All of the above podcast. Real Rejects, the Wellness Driven Life Show, Baby, This is Kiki Palmer podcast, Masters of Self University podcast, Movie Friends, High Score, High Stakes podcast, Get Played, the Flicks and Friends podcast, Sacred Symbols, a PlayStation podcast, 70 millimeters. Let's Try This Again would be Simone Jean's Brain, Retro Pioneers podcast, The Truth After Dark podcast, The Latest with Lauren LaRosa podcast, Blocked podcast, Shirley's Temple, the Vertiverse podcast, The Rising with Janelle Gonzalez, Connect with Christina podcast, Gamers Week podcast, Video Gamers podcast, Mojo Motion podcast, Seriously Lighthearted podcast, True Crime News, Brotherly Love podcast, Escape the Mojoverse and X-Men Comics podcast. Dialed it. Let's see. Let's see what else. What are the podcasts that I could recommend? Yes, so the FIT file with DC Rainmaker and Des Fit podcast, Bag Fuel, Reliving Single, Two Hot Takes, the Escape Pod podcast, Off the Record, AWF, not OOF, Side Scrollers, Daily Video Game and Entertainment Podcast, Sega Guys, Sonic Weekly, Kind of Funny Gamecast, Video Game Podcast, Sega Talk, High Scores, High Stakes Podcast, the Flicks and Friends Podcast, Movie Friends, No More Late Fees, Superheroes, Cinephiles, The Block Party, a Minecraft Podcast, Retro RGB, The Squeeze, Jokes on You, Sophia with an F, the official Xbox Podcast, Giggly Squad, Fandom Mentos podcast, Off the record, clarity comes later. The Breakfast Club, the latest with Lauren LaRosa podcast, Way Up with Angela Yee, the official Marvel podcast, all of the above podcasts. We have More Thoughts podcast, the Truth After Dark podcast, Damn Internet You Scary podcast. I already mentioned R&B Money. I already mentioned Drink Champs. Yeah, Drink Champs with Nori and DJ EFN. It's on YouTube as well, on the Drink Champs YouTube channel page. Shirley's Temple and Movie Friends. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. The Razzle Dazzle Show, Pop Culture Crisis, the 85 South Show, Super Game Boys, Discover, Long Island, New York podcast, the Daily Edge podcast, Organized Chaos podcast, Native Land podcast, Retro Pioneers podcast, Solely for Laughs podcast, Spout podcast, Block podcast, Comic Book Club podcast, Thank You for Saying No podcast, Talking TV, Seriously Lighthearted podcast, Live from the Green Room podcast, 280 Plus podcast, The Wonderful Effect podcast, Film Talk with AJ Dean podcast, It's Entertainment podcast, Grits and Eggs podcast, The Baller Alert Show podcast, The Unfiltered Brew podcast, Cine Mash, Trash Tuesday, Riffs and Rhythms podcast, Act Up with Alana J, Humble Hustle podcast, Nick Cannon Late at Night podcast, Fud Around and Find Out podcast, Screen Junkies, South Beach Sessions podcast, Mystery Crate, Spout podcast, the Square Round Table podcast, Where Are We podcast, Lost in Jersey podcast, and Now and Then Some podcast. All right. Calm Before the Storm podcast, Soul Wizard podcast, Film Buds podcast, the Escape Pod podcast, the John Campion Show podcast, From Now On podcast, On the Come Up podcast, Chickies and Chill podcast, the Super Secret Bestie Club podcast, Testing the Equipment podcast, Dissect That Film, the Wonderland Effect podcast, the People Mover podcast, Suburb Talks, What You Thought podcast. All right. Kind of Funny Gamecast Daily Video Game Reviews, Impressions, and Predictions podcast. And this or that web series, Kind of Funny Games Daily, a video game news show. Fortuitis in review movie and TV shows. Triangle Squared, a PlayStation podcast. Analytic Dreams, Notorious Mass Effect podcast. The Advisor with Stacy Chalemi podcast. Unstable Creatures podcast with Selena Ubius. Hot and Bothered with Melissa Ford podcast. What's the Juice podcast. High Scores, High Stakes podcast. Suburbs Talk. This Week in R&B podcast. Dissect That Film. Frames Per Second podcast. Breakbeat podcast, A Better You podcast, The Sakara Show, Small Talk with Sheila, Testing the Equipment podcast, Where Are We podcast, The Fifth Element Hip Hop podcast. All right, let's see if there's anything else. If there's anything else I need to, before I forget. Oh, here we go. Eating While Broke podcast, Thick Threads podcast, Comic Book Club podcast, Locked Off Logic podcast, Mayim Bialik's Breakdown podcast, Arsenic Culture Wasn't a Good Dough podcast, Passion Pod, Everything is Learning podcast, The Razzle Dazzle Show podcast, That Hashtag Show, Mojo Motion podcast, The Blurred Official podcast, Power User with Taylor Lorenz, Listen to the Words podcast, Real Raw Radio podcast, Humble Kings Comic Book Show podcast, Though with a splash of tea podcast, Spill It with Mesh, Voices of an Artist podcast, Two Sisters and a Brother podcast. I'm not sure when that comes out, but it's coming soon. Taste Music Fear Food Show podcast, Give Me the Remote podcast, Cinematic Traveler podcast, the Flicker the Flickerholics the Flickerholics podcast, Successful Toy podcast, Better Call Daddy podcast, Pop Culture Reflections podcast, First Gen Gamers podcast, Escape the Mojoverse podcast, the Escape Pod podcast. Um, there's the Culture Shock podcast, Live from the Green Room podcast, Past the Sticks podcast, Gamers Week podcast, Guardians of the Galaxy podcast, Game Talk, Game Theory, the Comics Culture, the Comics Culture Cosplay podcast, Juicy Scoop with Heather McDonald podcast, Flat Tire Andy's Ride with Me podcast, Lady Gang, Retro Hangover, Game Scoop, the Media Lunch Break podcast, Heroes for Hire, On the Come Up podcast, Real Rejects, Meet Bridget, Film Brothers, Artist to Artist with Jim Jones podcast, Joe and Jada podcast, Sid and Oliver. I forgot to add damn. I forgot to add another podcast to recommend. Um yeah, I may have to circle back on whatever the podcast is. I forget right. Oh, Juvenile and Manny Fresh have a new show, Still 400 podcast. So check that out on their YouTube channel pages and streaming platforms as well. All right. So I'm about to add. Let me add that to the list. Let me add that to the list actually. Um. Okay. Okay. There we go. Um. Let me see. Let me see. Yes, we can go to we. Yes, we can go to. Hold on a second. So why did Grand Theft Auto 6 get delayed again? I will talk about it with the story from Polygon in the latest segment of Video Games Chamber. All right. All right, let's go. Let's get to it. Okay, attention all video gamers out there, man. In case anybody's wondering what's going on with the Grand Theft Auto 6 game that's been delayed. I am here to fill you in. And of course, Andy from Andy's Randomness, who does Andy Plays. This one's for you. All right. So, here's what's happening here. Rockstar Games' next Grand Theft Auto has been a long time coming. Grand Theft Auto 5 is now more than a decade old, spanning 3 console generations and 215 million copies sold, in large part due to the popularity of Grand Theft Auto Online. After an atypically long wait, Grand Theft Auto 6 is slated to finally arrive, fingers crossed, in November 2026. But as anyone who has followed Rockstar's past game releases, things could change. Some GTA fans were expecting to play GTA in fall 2025 because the developer had originally planned a 2025 release for its new crime spree epic set in Vice City. With such a closely watched release date, now that we're past Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and Hades 2, it's worth paying close attention, excuse me, to what Rockstar and publisher Take Two have to say about GTA 6 arrival. Um, so what's the latest on GTA 6's release date, you ask? I got you covered. GTA 6 is now scheduled for a November 19th, 2026 release date, according to the most recent update from Rockstar Games. The game is slated to launch on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. A PC release has not been confirmed yet, nor has the price of GTA 6. Now, one of the particular reasons why this game has been delayed is because I I kind of feel the developer's pain on trying to take his time to develop the game as far as more storylines and to make sure that this game not only comes out on game systems but also make sure it comes out on PC as well. So I like the fact that the people from Rockstars um are taking their time with this game. So that's what most video gamers are like. That's what most video gamers like though, because they don't like games that are rushed and it comes out not the way it looks. So there you go. There you go right there. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. All right. Originally, GTA 6 was expected to arrive in fall 2025, and some game publishers moved their release dates out of the way of the next Grand Theft Auto. But in May 2025, just days before a new Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, Rockstar announced a big delay for GTA 6, pushing the game out to May 2026. Then Rockstar delayed the game again, pushing out the release of GTA 6 another 6 months to November 2026. So the confirmation is November 19th, 2026 of next year. So there you go. And here's what they said in quote: "We are sorry for adding additional time to what we realize has been a long wait. But these extra months will allow us to finish the game with the level of polish you have come to expect and deserve," Rockstar said when announcing the game's second delay. "We want to thank you again for your patience and support. While the game is a little longer, we are incredibly excited excuse me. We are we are incredibly excited for players to experience the sprawling state of Leonida and a return to modern day Vice City." As of this writing, Rockstar has not shared any details about what's next for the hugely successful GTA Online, or any details about whether it will launch the same day as the main GTA 6 campaign. Could GTA 6 get delayed again. Anything is possible, though there are no worrisome signs on the horizon at the moment. Take Two CEO and Chairman Strauss Zelnick told CNBC in August that his level of conviction is very, very high regarding GTA 6's May 2026 release date. Obviously, things have changed since then. Rockstar is known for its perfectionism and is pitching GTA 6 as the largest game launch in history, with a day one audience of millions of players worldwide. Suffice it to say, there's a lot riding on a successful debut. Rockstar can't afford a disaster like a launch of excuse me, Cyberpunk 2077. Rockstar has a history of delaying its big games, including marquee titles like Grand Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Don't be surprised if the developer pushes GTA 6 out even further in service of polishing the game to match players. Yeah, so there you go right there, man. There you go right there. The release date is going to be November 19th, 2026. So yeah, there you go right there. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything else. If there's anything else and stuff. Let me see if there's anything else to talk about as far as upcoming games. Okay, let me see this. Let me see this. Um, Hang on a second. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Hmm. Let me see. All right, so let's go over the games that came out in November and and of course, I'll go over the games that's coming out in December next. So, starting with Tales of Old Dominus came out November 3rd for PC and Europa Universalis 5 came out November 4th for PC. Football Manager 26 came out on 8th for PS5, Xbox Series, PC, iOS, and Android. Master Lemon, the quest for Iceland also came out the same day as well for PS5, Xbox Series, Switch, Nintendo Switch, and PC. November 5th, Biped 2 came out for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC. Dark Quest 4 for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, PC. November 5th, Dickum came out November 5th for Nintendo Switch. Um, Maple Story Idol RPG came out on November 5th for iOS and Android. Playgun also came out the same day for PC, followed by the Fable Manga Build Roguelike for Nintendo Switch and PC. Egging On came out November 6th for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC, followed by Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment for Nintendo Switch 2. Also, I Am Machine came out the same day for PC. Siberia Remastered came out the same day as well for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. There are no arcs. There are no orcs. Um, Also came out the same day for PC. Um, A piece of delivery came out on November 7th for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Uh, Ambrosia Sky Act 1 came out on November 10th, followed by Donna the Canine Quest for PC, Mineral Madness for PC. All Hands on Deck came out on November 11th of Veterans Day for Nintendo Switch and PC. Also followed by Bittersweet Birthday for PC, Goodnight Universe for PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Um, Little Minds Arise, PS5, PC, processors, PS5, and PC. Rue Valley, PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Sacred 2 Remaster, PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Wind Swept for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Million Death came out November 12th for PC, followed by Tomb Water for PC. Anno 117 came out. And hold on, Anno 117 Pax Romana came out November 13th, followed by Heimer 2000 for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 came out November 14th for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and PC, followed by Clawpunk for PS5, Xbox Series, and Nintendo Switch and PC. I Write Games, Not Tragedies came out already for PC. Where Winds Meet for PS5 and PC. Escape from Tarkov. Escape from Tarkov also came out November 15th for PC. November 17th, Abra Cooking Debra for PC, followed by Resident Evil Survival Unit for iOS, Android, followed by Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive for PC. November 18th, Deadpool VR, which is virtual reality, came out for Quest, followed by News Tower for PC, Rune Art for PC, as I began to dream, came out November 19th, followed by Chess Sembo, for PC. Demon School for PS5, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC. The Thrill of the Fight 2 for Quest. Unco Technica for PC. Winter Survival PC. Wretch Divine Ascent for PC. Demio and Dungeons and Dragons Battle Marked came out November 20th for PC, followed by Kirby Air Riders for Nintendo Switch 2. Player Unknown's Prologue Go Way Back for PC Early Access. Creophobia came out for PC. Monsters Are Coming, and Rock and Road. Neon Inferno, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. And Retrace the Light for PC. R-Type Delta HD boosted for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Let me make sure. All right, let me make sure it doesn't turn off. Anyway, Samurai Academy, Paws of Fury came out for PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Cross Blitz came out for PC. Um, Bleach Soul Resonance came out November 21st for iOS and Android, followed by Zako no Ahiru for PC. Keys of Fury came out on November 24th. For PC, Captain Wayne came out November 25th. Terminator 2D No Fate came out on November 26th for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Nano Neighbors came out November 27th for PC. Now for the month of December, Marvel Cosmic Invasion comes out December 1st for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Kingdom of Night for PC. Kingdom of Night comes out December 2nd for PC, followed by Rising Heat for PC. She's Leaving PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Let It Die Inferno comes out on December 3rd for PS5 and PC. Blood Refresh Supply comes out December 4th for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond for Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch as well. Octopath Traveler 0 for PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo Switch. Yes. Routine for Xbox Series, Xbox One, and PC. SpongeBob Patty Pursuit 2 for Apple Arcade. Toy Smash Kaboom for PC. December 9th, Unbeatable comes out for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Drywall Eating Simulator comes out December 10th for PC, followed by Mutant Football League 2 for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. And December 18th, um, um, Datish 4 comes out for Nintendo Switch, PC, iOS, Android as well right now. So that's December 18th. That's the last game for December. So so that's gonna do it, man. That's gonna do it. If there's any other games that I haven't got a chance to circle back to, I will gladly I would gladly add that to the episode description in the future. Okay, let's do this. Let me check to see how much time I have. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me look up something gaming related. Let me look up something gaming related to fill in the void. Let me see. Let me look up something to fill in the void actually. This was posted. Okay, let me just get out of this. Okay. me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. So, okay. Okay, let's take a look at this article here from the Video Games Chronicle. Let's get into it right here. So, here's what's going on here actually. So, the producer of Digimon Story, the Time Stranger, says he hopes the game will help to highlight the differences between Digimon and Pokemon. Okay, so in an interview with MCV develop Ryosuke Hara was asked if he wished the constant comparisons between Digimon and Pokemon would go away. Hara replied that while such comparisons are only natural, his hope is that Digimon story Time Stranger, which was released in excuse me, which was released in October, will show that the two IPs are unique. There are certainly similarities when it comes to the monster collection aspect, and it's true that many players enjoy both franchises, he explained. So, in that sense, comparisons are understandable and even expected. However, as you pointed out, Digimon and Pokemon are fundamentally different in their core concepts and appeal. Each has its own unique strengths. We believe that these differences will naturally become apparent as players experience this title. End quote. Our hope is that this game serves as an opportunity for more people to discover and appreciate what makes Digimon distinct. Horror added that one of the main ways the game helps to explain this difference is by widening its reach in an attempt to appeal to newcomers rather than existing Digimon fans. By making the protagonist a secret agent who doesn't know what Digimon are. In quote, simply delving into the appeal of powerful Digimon like the Olympos, okay, these Roman numerals is really getting on my nerves right now. These Roman numerals, okay, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Um, it's Roman numerals crap. Okay, what the hell is this, man? What the hell is this, man? The hell is this? Oh my gosh, man. I'm trying to figure. I don't even like Roman numerals and stuff. Oh my gosh. So this is 10. Wait, hold on. This is fucking insane, man. What number is this, man? What number is this? So this is. Oh, okay. So this is 12. This is 12. Okay. Why didn't you just say that? Why didn't you just say that shit? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yes, Olympus 12 would only resonate with existing Digimon fans, so we made sure to introduce several mysteries at the beginning of the narrative, designed to spark curiosity and encourage all players to move forward with interest, he said. As the story progresses into the middle chapters, we gradually explain what Digimon are and how they fit into the world, aiming to build engagement. Regarding the digital world, we intentionally avoided sending players there right from the start. Instead, we allow them to explore the real world for a while first, which helps enhance the overall sense of immersion when they eventually transition into the digital world. So there you go, right there. Digimon's story Time Stranger was released last month to general critical acclaim with a current Metacritic score of 80 out of 79. So there you go. There you go. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything. Is there any other stories? Hold on, let me see how much time we got here. All right. Let me see what's going on here. What's this about? Sales do not match our projections. The hell is this, man? Let me see this. Let me see this shit. Okay, so Paradox Interactive has announced it's making a multi-million dollar write-down of development costs for Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2 after poor sales. After numerous delays, the game was finally released on October 21st, but Paradox says an updated sales forecast made 30 days after release suggests it won't hit the numbers it expected. As a result, it's decided to make a non-cash write-down of 355 million SEK. That's $37.4 million, which means it's reducing the value it previously assigned to the money spent on developing the game. Oof, man, you gotta feel for the developers, man. That's not that's not doing its job, I guess. But let me see. Hold on a second. Wait, what the hell? Hang on a second. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's crazy. This is crazy though, man. So yeah, before I continue this, man, let me give a shout out to the folks, the creators, producers, directors of The Simpsons, and of course for reaching its milestone of what, 36 or 37 seasons. That's a huge milestone for us, for a animated domination cartoon show. So congratulations. All right. So there you go right there. Let me all right. So the decision is an acknowledgement that the investment in the game's development was worthless than it thought it would be. And as a result of the write down, only 40 million SEK, $4.2 million of the game's development costs will remain recognized as an asset on Pandora, excuse me, Paradox's balance sheet. The likely result of this will be a significant loss in the company in the company's next financial results, which Paradox CEO Frederick Wester says is the fault of the publisher, not developer, the Chinese room. Oh shit. Oh wow. Let's see if there's anything. Let's see. Yeah, so Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is a strong vampire fantasy, and we are pleased with the developers. We've had high expectations for a long time since we saw that it was a good game with a strong IP in the genre with a broad appeal. A month after release, we can sadly see that sales do not match our projections, which necessitates the write down. The responsibility lies fully with us as the publisher. The game is outside of our core areas. In hindsight, it is clear that this has made it difficult for us to gouge sales. Going forward, we focus our capital to our core segments, and at the same time, we'll evaluate how we best develop World of Darkness strong brand catalog in the future. Despite the game's slow start, Wester insists that the game's continued post-launch development, which includes two expansions planned as part of its premium edition, will still be honored. Our post-release plan remains firm, he said. We will deliver updates and the promised expansions to the game in the coming year. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 was met with a middling critical reception at release with a current Metacritic score of 63. Whew. All right. 63. Okay, let me see. Let me see something here. Let me see something here. Let me see if I have time for one more. Yeah, let's do one more gaming topic here regarding Nintendo. All right, Nintendo has announced plans to acquire Bandai Namco Singapore Studio. Bandai Namco Studio Singapore was established in 2013 and has worked with Nintendo in the past, including contributing to the development of the Splatoon series. How Nintendo has announced that, subject to approval, it plans to acquire 80% of the studio's shares on April 1st, 2026, with the remaining shares to be acquired after a certain period. Nintendo says the studio will become a subsidiary of Nintendo and will be renamed Nintendo Studios Singapore, but will otherwise continue its development operations. According to Nintendo, the studio has strong expertise in creating in-game art assets, which implies it will mainly continue to be a support studio once Nintendo acquires it. This acquisition will have only a minor effect on Nintendo's results for this fiscal year, the company says. Another Nintendo-owned subsidiary caused a stir last month when Nintendo released a pair of videos, which turned out to be a Pikmin animated short. These videos were the work of Nintendo Pictures, which used to be known as Dynamo Pictures until Nintendo acquired it in 2022 and renamed it to focus on of visual content utilizing Nintendo IP. Other than a pre-acquisition commitment to work on Death Stranding 2. Nintendo Pictures has only worked on Nintendo games since the 2022 takeover, including The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, um, Pikmin 4, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Super Mario RPG, and another called Recollection. Other Nintendo owned subsidiaries include One Up Studio, formerly Brownie Brown, helped with design on Super Mario 3D World and Super Mario Odyssey. Monolith Soft, Xenoblade, Next Level Games, Luigi's Mansion 3, Nintendo Cube, Mario Party, and Retro Studios Metro Prime 4. All right. I'm gonna save the Metro Prime topic for the next episode. So I'm gonna wrap up right here. I'm gonna wrap up right here. Hold on. All right. Um, what do you say? What do you say we go to oh boy. Hold on a second. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, let's go to stream choices on the go. I'm sorry. Yeah, stream choices on the go. Yeah, let's do it. Stream choices on the go. Let's do it. Okay, make sure you follow Meticulous Values Podcast, the entertainment review show on Facebook alongside with Blue Sky Social, Threads, and Instagram. The same goes for my other podcast shows that I do, which is my sports edition show, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, alongside with my comedy Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast. And you can also follow your host with the most, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York, on Threads and Instagram. Now, um, like I always say, you go to the link in bio on the podcast show page. You're gonna see Linktree/Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast 5. All right. And what you want to do is you're gonna click on the Linktree link. you're gonna see a whole list of podcast feed links, and these podcast feed links includes Audible, Odyssey, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Make sure you leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts alongside with a review. It really helps the show grow, and creators and hosts like myself, who is a podcaster, can keep going with new topics and everything to talk about in this review show. All right, so we are on Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Overhaul FM Podcast, Pandora, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podo Polo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Podcatcher, Podcast Republic, Snipped, Spotify. Make sure you add the podcast to your Spotify playlist, and of course make sure you press the notification so you be notified on Spotify of new episodes that's going to be dropping. All right. And you can also listen on Spotify for creators. And you can also comment on there too. You can also comment on there too. And you can also listen on TuneIn Radio. You can also listen on Good Pods, iHeartRadio, the number one app where you can listen to your favorite music artists, such as rappers, singers in R&B, pop stars, rock and roll, metal, rock, alternative rock, and other music genres that you listen to that are your favorite, and alongside with your favorite hip hop artists, your favorite radio stations, FM, and AM radio stations. And you can also listen to the podcast episodes for free. You don't need a credit card or debit card to download iHeartRadio. All you need to do all you need to do to find out new episodes, you need to follow the review show, the entertainment review show, Meticulous Values Podcast on iHeartRadio, and alongside with other podcast feed links that I just mentioned. And you can also listen. You can also watch the episodes on YouTube. Make sure you click on the subscribe button so you don't miss out on when I'll be on the air live with more new topics, and of course leave a like and a comment along with the review topics that I just talked about. Tell me how you feel about the topics. And also, I will pose a question on the community tab on YouTube. So I wanted to get y'all thoughts on whether Rockstars did the right thing by postponing Grand Theft Auto 6 to 2026, November 19th, 2026. All right. I will pose that question after I get off the air. You can also comment below. I will pose that question on the community tab after I get off the air and upload and stuff. So yeah. And also be sure to share the podcast along with the link of the podcast feed links to your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, people you're cool with from work, and wherever you meet new people. Okay. Also, before I forget, like I said previously, make sure you add the podcast to your Spotify playlist. And of course, there will be more video podcast episode live streams. And of course, don't forget that the new episodes are going to be dropping Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. All right. on every streaming platform, wherever you get to listen, stream, and watch your podcast. All right. So there you go, right there, folks. That's gonna do it for me. I'm your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Rhymes with now or later. And I'd like to say thank you to every single one of you who is listening on the Caribbean places, listening in the United States, including the tri-state areas of New Jersey, Connecticut, the 5 boroughs of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I really appreciate y'all for sharing this and stuff. You could have listened to any other podcast in the whole world, but you chose to listen to this podcast right here. Yes, and remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard and earn it. If you plan on starting a podcast, be sure to be yourself behind the microphone while you are recording your episodes along with your topics. Find your niche. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do, regardless if it's for money or not. All right. And of course, most importantly, be on your P's and Q's creatively, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually that gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. All right. And I hope y'all enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I know plenty of you have a lot to be thankful for. I actually said earlier that I am thankful for every single listeners, every viewer in YouTube. And of course, keep sharing the podcast with everybody. Doesn't matter what age it is. And also I will be back with more of I'll be back next time. Tune in next time as I go over the movie Beast, and I will go over some video game news and stuff in the next episode, and whatever topics I don't get to, I will circle back to it. All right. And of course, like I said, man, don't forget to check out Still 400 by Manny Fresh and Juvenile. And also don't forget to check out Jim Jones's show, Artist to Artist podcast, with all the interviews that he's done so far on the YouTube on YouTube. All right. And don't forget to subscribe on that channel as well. And yeah, man, that's gonna do it, man. I'm out of here. Peace and one love. Thank you very much for listening and tuning in. I'll be back next time. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace and one love. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe out there, especially stations of random attacks and stuff. Be vigilant. Be careful. And of course, stay safe, take it easy, and ease your mind with some rest from a long day of work and everything else. I'll see y'all next time on the flip side. Peace and one love. Enjoy your weekend. Good night, everybody.